What up?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. That's a beautiful thing to touch on first and foremost. What is that? It is Valentine's Day, and what better way to celebrate Valentine's Day than to cozy up next to your favorite football podcast and just kind of listen, football stream, show, whatever the hell this is. But it's the day after Super Bowl, so that's kind of exciting, and it's also Valentine's Day. So, what better way to celebrate one of the biggest days in football, as well as a day of celebrating love and romance, than Hail Married, the show with football and marriage, right?
Sure.
We out here. What up, Blaze? I'm so
What
glad
up,
you're here,
Blaze?
Blaze. Madhouse, Nutsack, what's going on, everyone? This is the last episode of the show.
Yeah.
Uh,
For now, hopefully.
we had a good time. But yeah, this is it. This is the grand finale, the creme de la creme. This is what we've all been waiting for and doing the show for, and this is it. This is
The big one.
the one. This is the big one. We had the Super Bowl. We had a pretty awesome halftime show. We had some commercials. We'll save the adjectives for those. And we also have something special that we kind of want to say after we cover the game a little bit here. So make sure you stick around for that. We have a little bit of a special thing we want to do. But anyway, so before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I suppose we should get right into it. But before we do, before we go and analyze everything, let's just sit back and be fans for a second. How did you like the game?
I thought it was a good game. It was a lot better than last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was down to the wire, which I feel like all these games have been down to the wire.
These games referring to the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
The playoffs were kind of like
Down to just like a possession.
Insane.
Like the last whoever had the ball at the end really won or whatever, or if they got stopped. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What did you think of the halftime show?
Oh, yeah.
Just opinions, real quick.
Oh, I loved it.
We loved it. So yeah, it was a good show. It was a good entertainment. It was very entertaining. It was a nice end cap to the season that we had this year. A little bit of drama, a little bit of
It was definitely a Hollywood.
Yeah, it was
California.
definitely yeah. I would say that a lot of celebrities in the house and all that. But
The Rock opened it up, which was crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
weird. I don't know if that had something to do with the WWE, because I seen it on their social media, they're posting it. I don't know.
I would say just probably them saying, "Hey, look how cool The Rock is," because he came from us.
Well, it is
And
WrestleMania.
XFL.
Well, it is WrestleMania.
There's a lot of
coming
things
up,
that could have tied
So,
into, you know what I mean? Just
yeah.
kind of get their name out there. But
but they've never done that before. I don't remember ever. Do you remember a time when someone started the show? Because I don't remember last
there's
year.
usually some sort of ceremony that they
Maybe
they
it's
stand
off.
with. I mean, it usually is based on where it's at. There's been times where they've had fighter jets fly over and stuff like that, and do a show with the jets and all of that, based on the location. Again, if it's a place known for having aircrafts and stuff like that, then yeah, they'll do that. Or if it's a place known for just having celebrity, then they're going to obviously cater to that.
Yeah, you're right.
Kind of fits with it. California trying to go all out. Exactly.
They definitely
Makes
went all
sense.
out.
But yeah, so with all that being said, let's get right into the highlights section and let's check out some of the game's highlights. So one of the first things we're going to talk about here is just the game itself. The Rams were pretty dominant right from the start. They really couldn't get the run game going too well, but what they did have is OBJ and Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was a perfect distraction. The Bengals were kind of putting all their marbles into stop Cooper Kupp, and that just kind of let OBJ do what he does great.
I disagree with you with that statement.
Let me finish. And then, unfortunately, OBJ goes down, and that's where the game kind of evens out. But you disagree with that. I can't get that off my mind now. How do you disagree?
I disagree when you said that the Rams were dominant. They were not dominant the first half. The first half was Cincinnati. They were dominant. I thought, personally, watching the game and stuff.
Cincinnati was dominant?
Yeah, as far as the score goes and possessing the ball and stuff like that, running the clock and everything. Like they couldn't, like the Rams couldn't do anything. Like they couldn't get a run game going. I mean, they got a touchdown.
They were winning
stuff.
13-3. It was 2 touchdowns they got.
No, Cincinnati got a touchdown. Like Cincinnati was in the lead.
Do I have this backwards? I do have it backwards. Are you sure? No, I'm right. What the hell are you talking about? Look here. We're gonna go ahead a little bit. See, I'm right. The Rams had it 13-3.
I'm thinking of that pass at the halftime, like when they came out at the halftime.
That was after halftime. I'm talking about the first half.
They were still pretty dominant.
Anyway, like I was saying, Cooper Kupp and OBJ were just a force to be reckoned with. They were hard to stop. The Bengals didn't really have a lot of answers for that. Except for the obvious one. I know. Let's just hurt one of them. Not that they intentionally did it.
See, they tied up here. Well, they get a field goal, and then they get another touchdown. And they go on the lead, because at one time it was 10.
It was 13-3. I mean, going into halftime, it was 13-10. The Bengals scored another touchdown.
Yeah.
But in the very first beginnings of the first half, the LA was dominant. It wasn't until OBJ got hurt. Once OBJ got hurt,
he got hurt in the second half.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Though, like, I mean, yeah, you're right, but I don't know. They didn't really seem to have an answer to this. Look, they were just kind of picking them apart. I was like, how high are you after the Bengals going for it on 4th and 1, first possession was dumb. Here's the thing with that. This right here, I want to call attention to. Real quick, nutsack. The thing with them going for it on 4th and 1, where they were at on the field was kind of like no man's land. Like it was kind of going to be a long field goal or a really weak punt, so it wouldn't have been the worst field position to leave them in. So it was a risk, but it wasn't as high of a risk as you might think it is. So I kind of get where they came from doing that, but at the same time, you know, it went bad in the worst way possible. Either way, this comes down to this play right here, in my opinion. When this goes wrong, the Rams have the momentum here. They get the touchdown here to make it 13-3. Getting ready to go for the extra point, make it 14-3. The kicker it gets blown, and then it gets intercepted here. And it doesn't really matter what happens beyond here. The point of the matter is that they stopped the extra point, and it was such a like kerfuffle chaos kind of thing.
Yeah.
That like it almost put a damp.
See, that's why I think I'm getting confused, because it was like this happened and then they scored a touchdown off of this.
Yeah.
And then they were just a little bit more, it's like the Rams kind of lost a little bit of their momentum a little bit, because then OBJ got hurt and then they kind of fell apart.
Yeah, I feel like the momentum kind of got killed right with there. But I mean, either way, we're in agreement that the momentum got killed by the Rams. Like the Rams.
Because once OBJ got hurt and like I should say once that the kick got blocked and they lost the extra point. And then OBJ got hurt.
I don't know if I have to watch the same game as us.
I'm telling you.
Regardless, we don't have to do the play-by-play of it. The point of the matter is it was a well-fought game. They were just going back and forth. Both teams were doing phenomenal, I think. Like once they kind of got into a rhythm and everything, they really started just doing their thing that made them here. And I mean, both sides of the ball. The offense was great. The defense was great, both ways.
Now watch. Mixon throws. Come on now. Mixon throws up a touchdown pass. Come on now. I know. I watched the same game. Okay,
but we don't think OBJ got hurt in the.
He got hurt in the second half.
Did he?
Google it.
I don't have to. We're watching the fucking highlights right now.
What do I gotta Google? The second half.
Google it. Don't you dare watch these videos
Google
that we already have prepared.
I know what I watched.
So anyway, I don't see OBJ on the field here. Oh, there he is right there. Okay. Yeah, he said second quarter. Blaze says. Yeah. So anyway, it's really, it really was a good game. Oh, they're right there. Yep. Yeah. Second quarter, 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. So at the end of the first half. Yeah. And this is really when just the sails got the wind got taken out of their sails.
See, I thought he got hurt. I think that he got hurt earlier than what. I thought he got hurt, and I'm thinking he got hurt.
And
I mean,
that's something in itself to talk about real quick. To touch on OBJ for a second here. I have a lot of respect for Odell Beckham. He came from my favorite team, the Giants. he played great there. Couldn't do shit in the playoffs with us, but that's a whole other that's a whole other conversation to have. But what I will say is he was very injury prone. Very injury prone, OBJ. He played one full season with the Giants, and out of the 5 seasons he played with them, only one of them was full. All of the full 16 games. Other than that, it was a plethora of like 7 games here, 9 games here, 14 games here. You know,
he was hurt the whole time he was in Cleveland.
There's reasons to believe that some of those injuries he said he had might have been a little fabricated, just so he can kind of get out of there a little sooner.
Out of Cleveland?
Yeah, he didn't want to be in Cleveland, so that's.
No, I'm saying he got drafted to Cleveland.
No, he got drafted to the Giants.
Well, no, he got drafted. Well, I mean, when they traded him. I'm sorry. I know. Yeah, he got traded from the Giants. He got
She's losing on the final episode, boys.
This is what you get from me.
So anyway, the whole idea here is that clearly he's just a little injury prone. It really sucks. I kind of.
Well, I'm saying no. Cincinnati. He got like before he came to not Cincinnati. Before he came to Cleveland.
God.
Before he came to Cleveland, he was hurt. That's why the Giants traded him. You were telling me no. I'm telling you, yeah. That like
you said drafted, motherfucker. I was saying no to drafted.
Traded. I meant to say traded. I know he was drafted. I remember he was drafted from the Giants.
Anyway.
He was hurt when he was drafted.
He was actually. That is correct. The Giants kind of took a chance on him, drafted him while he was injured.
He had a lot of hamstring injuries, and was it to the one that he got hurt on?
Ankles, and now the ACLs twice. This is the second injury to the
same leg.
Yep.
This is the same leg that he was out for with the Giants when he was out for that whole year.
Yep. We're gonna talk about the $3.50 being upside down tonight. Oh yeah,
we're gonna get to that.
Don't you worry about that.
That's where I'll excel at.
Artificial turf is always a fucking bad idea. Yeah, I mean it's just one of those things. You know what I mean? It comes with the game. It's unfortunate, but hopefully they keep continuing to make shit better. That face mask. I mean, yeah, that was a bad call. That was a bad call for sure. That was a really bad call. Yeah, I definitely felt bad for him. You could tell he wanted to be here till the end. That is sure. Oh, it was an MCL. MCL was last year. Okay. Well, either way, like the dude just has all kind of injury problems, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of passion. He has a lot of passion for the game, and it sucks to see someone like that go out that way because, like you're saying, you could tell he really wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was just he wore his heart on his sleeve, just had a lot of emotion, just sitting there watching his guys go through it. And even when they kind of won, he was still just like full of emotion.
Oh yeah, they took a like when the camera, he was like just crying.
And there's even and we'll get to this a little bit later, but just to kind of touch on it now, there's even talk that this might have been his last year.
I was just thinking that when you were talking,
retiring. Odell Beckham Jr.
Come on, now how like he's injury prone, like, and that happens. Like,
yeah,
you see that a lot of times with players in this you know in this league and stuff that you only have a couple years because they are so injury prone.
Right.
You know.
Hey, Runa, what's up? Glad you could make it. We're just kind of finishing up, going over the game here. We still got the halftime to talk about, and
apparently I watched a different Super Bowl than everybody else.
A little special thing we want to do as well after the halftime show discussion and all that before we get into the next topic beyond that. But anyway, so yeah, there's not really a whole lot more to touch about here. OBJ retiring. I felt like I blinked my eyes and his career is over. I mean, these things happen.
Yeah.
These things definitely happen.
Look at Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
He was only a quarterback for the Colts for a couple years.
Yeah, and like to kind of go on with that a little bit further, Gronkowski before he came back to Tampa Bay with Tom Brady, he was retired.
Yeah, and because of injuries, like you get your body gets to a point where it just you're so fragile, and you know. Yeah,
there's certainly something to be said about that. You have to consider your overall health before pressing forward. I mean, at this point, OBJ's made enough money to probably sustain for the rest of his life.
I could see him going into like maybe not like announcing, but like
something.
A reporter.
The guy has a ton of charisma and just he
or like fashion.
He's
like
going to be just fine. He's going to be just fine. He'll be doing commercials and shit.
Maybe him and Eli will get together.
Okay, this has got to make you feel good about something aside from the Eli thing. I would love that, but anyway, this has got to make you feel good. First of all, Nutsack says she watched a Smoky Bowl, which is funny. Runa says me and Dylan actually watched it because of y'all.
Aw.
And Blaze then says, I would have never watched the playoffs if it wasn't for this show, for real.
Oh, wow.
So we actually
So
kind of
special.
inspired people to watch football this year because
That's
they like
good.
us that much.
Well, maybe now, we got this going. Maybe, when the next season starts up.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. There's certainly something to be said about this show making a comeback next year. Maybe we'll just do it again for the playoffs and do like an episode every couple of weeks or so. Just kind of catch everyone up on what's been happening, Go from there.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll figure it out. There's certainly something to be ironed out here. But it was a good time. Look, even Beat Up says the same thing. He says same. So I mean, like, that's fun. If we can make football fun for you guys and make it interesting for you guys, then hell yeah, I'm all about doing this.
I'm gonna say right here, I thought he was done.
Yeah, that was something crazy.
That
so
was-
like, and
ooh.
what a you know what I liked about this? This is a tough game.
Yeah.
Like they played their fucking
You
asses
could tell,
off,
like,
and
they
you
were-
could
yeah.
tell because at one point Stafford's limping off the field. At
Yeah.
one point Joe Burrow's limping off.
I thought Stafford was gonna fight the one time after, like, they went after.
Stafford's ready
Was
to
it
fight.
Cooper Cup?
Yeah.
Like they when they
They hit
knocked
Cooper
him
Cup
over
a little hard,
and like
and
Stafford went
ran
over there.
Yeah,
Like, I was like,
and motherfucker
damn.
said Detroit what and just showed up.
Can we just talk about? I don't think we have a clip on it, but how I just have to like Odell Beckham when he caught that pass, that touchdown pass, and how he moonwalked like on the field, like with cleats. I can only imagine. I don't dance. I don't know how to dance,
No, she
but
did not.
moonwalking like has to be hard. I can only imagine with cleats on, and he just was smooth as could be,
Yeah, that's,
like wild, like.
the guy is certainly someone that has a good, attunement with his body parts and how weirdly he could just move every single part of
Yeah.
his body the way he does. It's fascinating. He's a good receiver because of that, obviously. But anyway,
Cooper
yeah,
Cup.
this Cooper
Like,
Cup
he-
MVP.
Yeah, he deserved it. I called it. I said MVP
Mhm.
last night. Well, I called Aaron Donald to be it.
So there's something
MVP,
interesting to be
but-
said here. Normally in football, the Super Bowl MVP usually goes to the quarterbacks. If it doesn't go to the quarterback, that typically means the quarterback must not have had a great game because they really couldn't justify them being called the most valuable player. In this scenario, Matt Stafford had a pretty decent game. Joe Burrow, obviously the losing team, but they both had a really good game. Now, good games, good enough to be considered MVP for whoever won. If it wasn't for a remarkable player that also came along and did have a lot of value in the game as well. In this scenario, I thought, as well as Af, that the defensive player, Aaron Donald, probably should have got the fucking MVP because that guy was just
I mean, he
phenomenal.
stopped the last drive. So just think about it. If Joe Burrow on that last drive, if he would have scored a touchdown or even a field goal, we would be talking about a different team right now winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, like,
I mean that's true. He kept
he made
pressure
the
on Joe
game-winning
Burrow.
play.
He kept pressure on. He stopped the run consistently. Like Aaron Donald and Von Miller too. Honestly, that Rams defense
I like Von Miller.
altogether was just a phenomenal. They were good. They were just a well-oiled machine. A lot of penalties in this final drive really fucked the Bengals up. If they could have just not have had as many penalties, there might have been a
Yeah.
chance to stop. It looked like they were going to stop them, but unfortunately, that was not the case.
Apple messing it up for him.
Eli Apple. On one side, you had a giant that used to be a old giant that got hurt. On the other side, you had an old giant that fucked up the game.
But how exciting, like, is it going to be, though, to watch Cincinnati moving forward since
Yeah.
they're such a young
They're
team?
such a
The
young
average
team.
age
This is going
of
to be
them
mostly the same team.
is 26. The
Yeah.
average age of the team is 26. Think about that. Like,
Yep.
so most of their players are rookies. Or, like, a lot of their players are rookies or within their first 2 years contract. They're very, very young. Couple-year contract. So
That's the end of the game right there. So, yeah, I mean,
Wild.
they're super young. They're going to be...
they're fun to watch.
A
With
couple
them,
things I want to touch on real quick. Go ahead. Do you want to finish that
I was
thought?
just saying, with them, the Bills, like
Oh, yeah.
think about it. Now
get
that
into
Tom
in the
Brady's
offseason.
gone.
We'll get into that in the offseason talk. So anyway, B-Dub says fuck football usually, and he usually just uses it as an excuse to eat barbecue and pizza, but we made it different for him. And Blaze also says Rams right guard Austin Corbett, we heard his name called a couple times, Native American.
Oh, wow.
I didn't realize that. That's pretty cool. Bengals have one of the weakest lines in the NFL. Rams should have done way better. Cup deserved it. That's true, actually, Mace. That's a really good point. I mean, there's something to be said about that.
He got sacked quite a few times. Most sacks, I think, in
We'll
the
just go
Super
back a
Bowl.
little bit.
Or
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. The defense I thought did pretty good, but I get what you're saying. I think the offensive line just kind of played its heart out. They played with sheer hunger rather than talent. On paper, the talent goes to the Rams this game for sure. But like I was saying last week, the Bengals were playing with sheer hunger, and they showed it, man. They had some incredible plays and some flashes of greatness that could have helped them win, but
that's definitely what they're going to be doing in the off season.
Yeah. When Donald yanked that dude back with one arm, why? Donald's kind of a monster.
He does have an attitude problem, though. Yeah. Like, you seen that when they were on the sidelines getting ready. I thought he was gonna. I'm like, oh God, please stop! You're gonna get kicked out. You're gonna get kicked out of the game.
But again, he just kind of plays with passion. Yeah. He's another.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
a passionate game.
It's very much a passionate game, and I mean, the rest of the defense, you just see how much they respect him because he plays with such an intensity.
And the other players on other teams respect him as well. I can guarantee you, they all afterwards, after they were
but I mean,
same words, they were, shaking hands at the end.
I'll say this much, and this will be the final thing I think we have to say about this game. The game was good enough that we could probably talk about this game for the rest of the show and just
I would say it has been probably one of the best Super Bowls in the last
the best playoff series.
Oh yeah,
in as long as I can fucking remember. And I mean, Silent Mace, you're a long-term fan of football, been following for a while, nutsack all of them. Like, you guys can probably agree with me on this one. This playoff series was just fucking intense.
God,
every game was just so close. It was just nothing but just sheer intensity the whole series. So what a Super Bowl, what a game to cap off the whole thing. It was just incredible. On the flip side of that, though, if we can just continue to have these playing and just kind of brush a little bit on this. I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's not deserved, but the commercials were kind of weak.
They were disappointing. They were I'm now that I'm into football, I honestly, if I wasn't if this was a few years ago and I was watching this game, I probably would have went and watched something else on TV and just Googled or YouTubed the halftime performance or just turned it back when it was time.
Yeah.
Because let's be before I got into football, I just watched it for the commercials, and they were horrible. They sucked. They sucked. They sucked. Maybe only, I think, one or two we laughed, and if that.
Yeah, and that's if that is right.
I don't know what you guys thought, but whoa.
I spent most of the time looking for the actual trailer of the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
That's
I found the fake one, watching it over and over again, and then he tells me it's fake. I'm like, okay.
So much celebrity pandering. Oh, that's a great point. Granted, they were in LA. If they were ever going to do celebrity pandering, this would be the time to do it because they don't always play in the same stadium. So this year it was Los Angeles. Makes sense to do it. Los Angeles Stadium. Los Angeles happened to be in the Super Bowl. It kind of makes sense.
How wild. The second year in a row that where they held the Super Bowl, the home team won.
Yeah. That is crazy. Never happens before, then it happens twice in a row.
Right?
The commercials were fucking garbage. Cable Guy and the old NFL Play-Doh players were my only ones. I didn't really care for the Cable Guy one too much. It was all right.
I think I missed that one.
Yeah, you did. It was okay, and it was just, I don't know. I'd have to watch it again. I was kind of in the middle of cooking and all that when it was happening.
I thought I missed that one.
But anyway,
the one with the singing animals. I'm sorry, the one with the singing animals. I don't know what it was.
With the sloth and all of that.
The sloth, and they were singing and stuff. That one wasn't too bad.
I think it was Push It. They were singing.
Oh, they were singing Push It, by Salt and Pepper.
Let's see here. The Cable Guy one, the NFL Play-Doh one. That one was pretty cool. I did like that one where they showed all the old players and everything.
Oh yeah.
The trailer for the Rings of Power, though. Yeah, see, I can't really speak on that one too much. I'm sure that was cool as fuck for you guys. I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. Neither is Zap, so. Do it.
No, doesn't do it for
Coinbase had a unique commercial. Do you remember seeing that one?
That's
the floating QR code.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I did catch that.
He was trying.
I actually I scanned it. I was like, man, this is brilliant marketing.
And then
because
as soon as he did, it came
anyone that has a bit of curiosity is going to be like, I got to see what the fuck this is. So easily enough, you just open up your camera, boop, you can just tap it real quick, and you're right there, and you see it's Coinbase. I already have a Coinbase account, so whatever. But. It worked on the wrong audience in this case. But yeah, man, it was just cool as hell. Did it break the website? That's crazy. I guess so. Fucking hell.
That was genius, though, advertising.
It was good advertising.
It's like I hate Steven Singer.
Yeah, that's exactly what it reminded me of. So around here, we have a jewelry store called Steven Singer, and the commercials for it on the radio and everything are nothing more, and even billboards, just all black with white writing that says "I hate Steven Singer." You have no idea who this person is. It doesn't say any website or anything like that. At first, at least. Now everyone around here knows. And on the radio, it would just cut, "I hate Steven Singer," and then cut right out, and that's it. So they're like, who the fuck is this guy? So naturally, again, curiosity gets the best of you. You have to look it up. You find out it's jewelry store. And the reason guys hate him is because his jewelry is so quality and affordable that women will always want to shop there and all that. Very, boomer humor there, but still, I think it's just brilliant marketing. But anyway, it felt really weird to have a Super Bowl directed at our generation, though, right?
Yeah, it did.
Ooh, we'll touch on that.
Yeah,
in a second,
we were talking about that.
I don't have Amazon Prime, but I'd do a Snapdragon to try and watch that show. The Doritos one. I don't remember the Doritos one.
The Doritos one.
I think the Coinbase commercials are trying to get people to buy because it's gonna take a shit. Take a shit, then buy the dip. Yeah, that's it. I hate StevenSinger.com. Jewelry. Yeah. That's like this. So anyway, yeah. So I'm glad you mentioned that, Runa, that it was kind of pandering to our generation because my God, you couldn't be more right. And speaking of commercials, why not talk about the best commercial of the evening, the Pepsi halftime show? My God, what a fucking performance this was. And I mean, I wish I could say
Can
that
we
this
just
stole
say
the
how
show.
good Dre looks? Like,
That's
for
true.
his age, like, come
How
on.
old is he?
He's in his 50s. Like, and how good he looks for his 50s. Like, even Snoop. Like, Eminem. Like, Eminem.
The sloth was the Doritos one is what they were saying.
Oh, okay. Then that's the one, yeah. I just know it's the singing animal one.
Yeah. I'll say this much. Dre looks good.
Yeah.
Snoop, I mean, we see Snoop all the time, but what we
Who did
never
not
see
look
Snoop
good.
do, huh?
I was going to say who did not look good.
We'll get to that.
We'll
in a
get to that in a second.
Snoop, we see him all the time on commercials and shit, so
Okay.
that's no big deal.
Can I
But what we
just say-
don't say, can I finish? What we
Okay,
don't
fine.
say is like, what we don't typically see is his performing part of it. So
True.
like, just seeing him move around, seeing what the same moves that he had back in the 90s and everything. I mean, the dude looks like the Crypt Keeper most of the
Yeah.
time now, so to see him move like this is kind of cool.
Did y'all see the meme of Snoop
What up,
Dogg?
at night?
Of Snoop Dogg, and it was a Snoop Dogg and what he's wearing now, and then next to it was the magic carpet from Aladdin. I thought that was hysterical. Like saying his outfit looked like the magic carpet from Aladdin.
Yeah, so felt young during the halftime show, felt old afterwards. That's a great way of putting it. Holy shit, that's perfect. It's
He was
true
trying
though.
to dance. He was trying to dance.
Yeah. So I mean, that's another cool thing. They got a lot of.
I like how
Like-
the stage was different. Like it went to
Yeah,
everybody.
everything
like,
actually looked kind of cool. Yeah, the had stuff from Compton up there and everything. So they had Dre, they had Snoop, they had Eminem, they had Kendrick
And we're about to
Lamar,
see who
and
about
they
they
had
have
Mary J.
next.
Blige. Okay, Mary J. Blige, thick girls. That is the fucking truth. They didn't have a lot of skinny girls on there.
I don't know. I was like, there's a lot of jiggle.
There's a whole lot of jiggle. Anyway, so yeah, they had one special guest that added to the jiggle, if I might add. I mean, shit. Fitty ain't so fucking fit anymore.
What? How long?
Motherfucker
Did
put
he,
the F back in his name. It's now 50 Cent.
I
Okay?
want to know
It's
how
not
long.
Fitty.
I want to know how long he was upside down for. We're gonna see it in a second. here.
The motherfucker had a blood vessel. I was like, this bitch.
Like, how long did he have to be upside down for? Like, waiting to go on. God, and he looked so. At the end of it, man, because we rewatched it before the show, and at the end, you could just see him, and he just looks like
He's done. He's
like so out of breath, and like I'm like, oh my God, he can't keep up, and he only sang for like less than like 60 seconds,
Yeah. More
and
like,
he's lip singing at that.
more like 350. But I mean, they're still running around and shit. I mean, look at how
He
much.
He hung upside down. I guess I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, even though you're lip singing, you
He's
want to make it
dancing.
look real. So you're gonna be actually.
Here we go. Here it is. Here it is.
I fucking look like Bizarre.
Look
He
at
looks
that
like
guy.
Bizarre from D12 in that one video when he's hanging upside down. 50 told me to do sit-ups to get him up. 52.5 couldn't get up. Look. Oh my God, the memes were the best part.
Oh my
He
God,
walked
isn't
out,
it-
jumped up there right before the camera went to him. Oh. Look at him.
Like, look, he's just.
Holy fuck. Tank top screaming 50, I don't fit you.
That's a good one. Who said that?
Me.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, fuck.
That's a good
The
one.
fucking memes that came from this were hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. This was good, though. I mean, I enjoyed it.
I mean,
even
I
though
was
it
shocked.
It wasn't Ice Cube. It wasn't Tupac. Although, I do want to point out,
I almost had an oh shit moment.
no shit. So there's a moment where Dre kind of sits, everything kind of starts to wrap
Towards
up,
the end.
and they're getting ready to do the last song, Dre and Snoop. And before he starts playing,
It's when Eminem's taking a knee.
before he
and
starts
he's on
playing the music
piano.
to it, he starts playing. I'll talk about that in a second too. He starts playing on the piano, and he actually does like the opening chords for "I Ain't Mad at You" by Tupac. I started losing my shit right then and there. I'm like, here we go. This is it. Like, there's no reason to do that song other than to have Tupac on there because no one else is in that song. It's a solo Tupac song. So, oh my god. Fucking nutsack. Shut up. We call them black bears and brown bears, all right? Nutsack, get it right? So anyway.
I don't. My job.
Yeah, it's fine. Where was I? Talking about the Tupac thing. Yeah, so he started playing a couple of melodies to "I Ain't Mad at You" by Tupac, and I just was like, "Holy shit, it's about to happen!"
It's
But
about
that
to
was-
happen. It never did
that
because
was-
then he went into next episode.
Yeah,
Can we
Mary
just
J.
talk
Blige
about Mary J.
did a
Blige?
great job.
Like she. I think she looks better now than she did back in the '90s. And I was shocked that she didn't do Real Love.
I mean,
I
they didn't
kinda-
have so much
I
time.
know, but I thought she would do Real Love. That Real Love was more popular than No More Drama. I would think.
I wasn't a fan, so I couldn't say.
I mean, that was like-
I knew him. You know, I
You
knew-
didn't really know Mary J.
The only reason I knew Mary J is because she was just like the quintessential. She was the hook singer for all the
Yeah.
fucking rappers
But
that I liked in the '90s.
What I liked about this, it showed like every generation, like not every generation, but like our generation and all the people that like Dre helped over the years. You Mary J, you have Snoop, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar,
Mhm.
Anderson Peak, which he's I don't know if you guys are familiar with Silk the Sonic with Bruno Mars. He was the drummer next to Eminem. He's an R&B singer. Like he helped him. Like it's just.
That shit I didn't know. I don't do it, so I don't know that shit. I want to catch this before we get too far from it, bro. When Dr. Dre started playing the piano and "I Ain't Mad at You" was being played, Blaze knows. He says he got hyped and transitioned to still Dre. He got bigger titties than some of them girls beat ups. Is it heretical to say I haven't watched any sports since high school? No, I mean, if that's how you feel. Look, Phantom Knight, here's the thing. A lot of people didn't really fucking watch football before this show started, but evidently this show made everyone watch football for the playoffs. So I'm sorry that it didn't work out for you the same way it did for everyone else. Maybe next year that'll change. You know what I mean? Some people just fucking appreciate the homies so much that they, try new things with them. But I guess you ain't one of us. I'm kidding, Doug.
I do
appreciate
have
you
to
doing
say,
it.
after Mary J's part, Kendrick Lamar, because a lot of people overlook him. I thought he did great too. I really liked how he had the Dre Day and he had the people and the marching and
Here's the
stuff
thing
like that.
with Kendrick Lamar. He
I like him.
was set up for failure from the beginning. There's no way
Well, yeah, he's the newer generation.
you're going to be
He's
you're going to be the short straw
Yeah.
in that group. There's no
There
way
he
you're
is.
going to stand out. You
Like,
got to
this is
do
cool.
a lot to stand out. Well, he
Like,
had to
this
do
was
something,
cool.
right?
Like,
He
I
had to do
thought,
something unique.
like none of the, but you have to. I want to give him his dues. Like none of them.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The other ones were great, but they didn't have something like
No,
this.
no, you're right.
You know what I
Well, that's
mean?
because they can't fucking survive after doing it. He's still got his youth. Them motherfuckers would have needed a walker by the end of
Kendrick
this shit.
Lamar's a lot younger than us. Well, not a lot younger, but
I mean, I thought he did good. Look, it's not the kind of rap that I like. I didn't really care for the song that
It's a good
much,
song.
but the way he performed it, like this right here, the guy was just peak. He was perfect. He did
Yeah.
exactly what he
so
needed
much
to do.
swagger.
Yeah, he just had entertainment
Like-
in all values. He performed very well.
He grew up in Compton, he freestyled at the end. I don't know if you guys knew this. I mean, obviously he lip synced, so it's a freestyle. It's not part of his original song. At the end, he's talking about Dr. Dre, NWA.
Oh, yeah,
he did
changed
it
it to
just
everything.
for
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like he's pretty
Kendrick
good.
actually killed it. Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Oh shit, what up, Jane? Not gonna lie, I kind of want 50's tank top. Thick 50.
Now,
Nudge, shut up.
can we get to who?
We'll get there.
Who, my
in a
boo.
second. We'll get
Can
there
we
in
get
a
to my
second. Kendrick Lamar was out his element. He was out there for the kids, in my opinion. I don't really know what his element is. I don't really listen to him that much, but Yeah, like what Blaze is saying, the performance was spot on, man. I mean,
Like that's awesome. Like
this
that's awesome, I
was
thought.
a good transition because look, here's the thing: if they don't have Kendrick Lamar there, there's no one in between Mary J and Eminem, which means someone's getting overshadowed, right? And I hate to say it, but more than likely it's going to be Mary J is going to get overshadowed. And there's no way that they would want to overshadow a legend like Mary
Yeah.
J. So if you put someone like Kendrick Lamar, who is certainly his own legend in his own circles, but not quite the same status that these people are, it's a nice little buffer. So like people can forget about this performance. Someone that really doesn't appreciate this kind of music, whatever, can easily forget about this performance
Yeah.
because you have this one coming up right after following it. So who cares anymore?
I
So
wanna
he was a fall guy, and I think he was in the right spot for it.
He,
yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I've loved him since
You're just
like
been a fan
forever.
for
Like since
last
I was
year.
like 12, maybe younger. I don't even know. Since his first album came out, like I listened to all his music. Oh my god, he could do no wrong in my eyes. Eminem. I'm sorry. He could do no wrong.
Are you done?
Yeah, that's all I have to say. Like he could do no
Good
wrong.
Lord, someone get her a towel. Anyway, yeah, I
He's
mean, obviously
fine.
Eminem killed it, and here's
And
what I
he's
want to
still
say.
fine. There's
here's-
Anderson Peak. I'm sorry.
Here's what I want to say that's cool about
Say.
Eminem's performance.
That's Anderson
The
Peak on the
camera,
drums.
the camera work here was phenomenal.
Yeah, how
I
they
think,
had it.
Like,
Yeah, they have a lot of different cameras. Like to
I mean, this is definitely the stage to do that.
Yeah.
On, you know, it was a nice little change. They brought out the instruments. They brought out the piano. They brought out. It's a lot more fluid. It goes from that very synergistic movement with Kendrick Lamar, right? Like how everything was just very, very tight movements,
Mm-hmm.
and now this is a lot more flowy, and he's got the instruments. It's a nice change, and they kept the pace moving with the performance and all that. And I just think it was really cool. And like I said, all the moving parts just kind of made this whole thing cool as fuck. They had the lowrider cars, they had the group just kind of all coming in, and what you don't catch is the group that swarms the stage right there as Eminem's playing is all the guys in the khaki pants that come out for Snoop and Dre's final song. So there's a lot of moving parts that just happened with this performance that made the whole thing just
to
come
make it
together
move
and
as
click.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking cool. Look, Em is my boo, just like he's the next girl's boo, but this captured exactly why I quit watching ball in the first place. They can't keep their political bullshit out of it. Just kills the whole performance for me. So here's what I have to say about that. I didn't even notice it until the internet pointed it out for me.
No, I wasn't. paying
Because for me, I was just watching music being performed in front of a live audience during the halftime of my most looked forward to game of the entire year. This was peak for me. You know what I mean? I got to every bit of enjoyment out of this that I needed to get. I got. What I seen here was just someone kind of finishing his act and exiting stage left. Didn't even cross my mind that he was kneeling for anything. If no one ever says anything, I never know. I promise on everything, I did not even notice because I was too captivated with the fact that
Yeah.
Dr. Dre was playing fucking I Ain't Mad At You, which is
Yeah.
a Tupac song. Like, there's so many moving parts to this shit that I swear to God, I never even seen that. I didn't even know that was happening.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to shit like that. You know what I mean? I just don't. And I mean, I'm sorry that shit's living rent free in your mind like that. You know what I mean? Like that shit's not even on my wavelength. Like I
Yeah.
could give a fuck less. It's just
I don't follow that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
like to me, it was just I just looked at their.
this was a cool
and-
performance. That's what I seen.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything beyond that. I didn't see any clickbait titles. I didn't see any headlines for tomorrow's news. This was just a fucking cool performance, and that's that. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say other than that. But anyway, Anderson Park was a dope guy to just have chilling. Oh, apparently a couple people here knew. Is it Anderson Park or Anderson Paak?
Anderson Peak, I
They
think.
were saying Paak.
Pack or Anderson, I don't know.
Pack maybe.
Park or
I didn't
Park.
realize either. Just thought it was something to do with the performance. Yeah, exactly, Mace. Okay, cool. It's not just me then.
Yeah.
That makes me
I thought
feel
maybe he was kneeling, like I was captivated, but then kneeling because what is he supposed to do? Walk off the camera?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's he supposed to do? Jump off the fucking side?
Yeah.
You know, like that's the only way for him to kind of just like pop. Okay, that's the only way for him to just kind of like exit stage left, like I was saying.
Yeah,
I
here,
mean-
look at 50 Cent. He just looks like he's going through it, man.
I might have noticed if a national anthem was playing. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's just something to have headlines. You know what I mean? Did you see the video of Snoop sucking a whole blunt down before he went
Yeah,
on?
I did see that.
I didn't see the video,
Right
but
before
I seen his fucking performance. You could see clearly the dude was baked.
He's always baked.
Yeah. Oh my god, what a fucking great
Amazing.
performance! I mean, I had
Yeah,
a
we went
blast
through the whole
watching it.
like I can keep talking about. I can talk about
And this
Eminem.
goes exactly what I was saying about the game. The game was good. You could
yeah.
just talk about it all day. The halftime performance, was
Definitely
good.
the
You could
best
just talk
for me.
about
The
it all
best
the time.
halftime performance in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, and we could just sit there and talk about it for forever and ever. But this is a great fucking place to end it on. I had a blast with the halftime show. I had a blast with the game. But there's one more thing we kind of want to touch on a little bit. If you guys would, merit us the time here. Did you see? Oh no, Snoop is the poster bear for the Moon Bears. Yes, that's beautiful. So, as you guys know, this is the ending. This is the final episode. But I want to just point out something real quick. That this show could never happen. We could never have this happen. You guys can never follow football to go along with this show. Me and my wife could never have a podcast together that's this fucking great if it wasn't for the man, the myth, the fucking legend, Blaze is Afraid. So I kind of put together a series of clips here. Well, I kind of have a couple of things. And we're just going to kind of talk about how great Blaze is. First, we're going to start off with his little fucking trailer here. And I mean, I'm sure a couple of y'all is just going to be like, damn, I'll just suck his dick already. And you know what?
He wants to. Blaze, watch out. He wants to.
Oh, fuck it up. No, I mean, I just want to give a good shout out for him because
Yes, thank you for
this whole
everything.
thing is
Layout.
incredible. The layout, the fucking starting soon screen, the fact that he's here every Monday and watching the whole show from beginning to end, the fact that he followed football for the entirety of playoffs. Like, I mean, I know a couple of y'all did, but Blaze was watching the first playoff games
You the
before
real
y'all
MVP,
even know.
Blaze.
Yeah, before y'all even know the show was going to happen, we're already talking about it. Like, there was so many moving parts that he was a piece of behind the scenes that y'all didn't get to see, that me and Af got to see, and we just wanted to touch on it a little bit and just say, man, we appreciate the fuck out of you. Yeah, definitely the real MVP. And also because, first of all, look at this. This is a dope ass trailer he put together, man. This is fucking dope. And on top of that, there's a couple of clips I have here. This one I definitely want to point out. This is one of my favorite clips of him, real quick. Homie is just playing some Call of Duty. If y'all don't fucking already follow, I'm sure everyone here does. But in case you don't, twitch.tv/BlazeIsAfraid. He usually plays horror games, first-person shooter games, and the guy is just a fucking monster. And in case you need any evidence to how much of a monster he could be, as soon as this fucking clip. So he's playing this game, he busts out a sniper rifle, he sees a helicopter coming and just one-shots the fucking pilot, no big deal, out of the helicopter.
Wow. Look at that.
Dude's incredible. Yeah, that's fucking funny. And then there's just more stuff. So anyway, I just appreciate you, Blaze.
Yeah, thanks,
just wanted to
Blaze.
say that, put that out there and all of that, and get that out the way. But yeah, so that's going to be it for us for the most part. There's a couple things we wanted to touch on. Beyond that, just going out with some closing thoughts here. That's the 2021-2022 season.
Yeah, I know it's
NFL
like
season.
weird because technically it's really 2021,
Yeah,
and then you just have
Yeah.
the playoffs.
and now it's 2022, so it feels
Yeah.
like right. But that's the whole season. That's it. That's the ending. That's the best ending I could think of for it. And there's a couple things going into the off season we could talk about if you want. Touch on a couple things. Do you think
Odell. We talk about Odell.
Odell, is he going to
Possibly.
retire? Is he going to be on
Possibly
another
retiring.
team?
Are they gonna is the Rams gonna be able to keep, if Odell doesn't retire, are the Rams gonna be able to keep Odell? Are they gonna be able to keep Von Miller? Because all of those are free agents. I think
Yep.
Akers is a free agent.
Cam Akers,
Robert
yep.
Woods, right?
Who
He
was
didn't play.
Injured all year.
He
Yeah.
was injured
He
all
got
year.
injured.
I think Cooper Kupp is good.
Yeah, I mean, this was the all bets are off, all money's on the table.
And they have no
They had
picks.
to win. They had to win, and they did. So
And they have no
kinda cool.
picks until like 2028 or
Yeah.
2029. It's like outrageous.
26, I think.
I know it's like years away
It's
until they
either
get like
25 or 26.
first round picks, right?
Yeah.
But then where do you think Aaron Rodgers? We talked about Aaron Rodgers last couple
Rodgers is gonna be
episodes,
going
like
somewhere. Yep.
because if NFL honors what happened before the before the Super Bowl, and he won he won the MVP of like the whole season and everything, and his speech was almost like it was like a goodbye to
Yeah.
the fans of Green Bay. It was like bizarre, like.
Yeah.
the way, and he avoided, like, because they have like a red carpet and stuff where like all the players, everybody nominated goes to the red carpet, does press interviews, whatnot, and he avoided that. He didn't come until after, and then like his speech for the MVP was like almost like a goodbye to Green Bay. It was strange.
So, Silent May says Rams will be fine. They have some kind of wizard that manipulates the cap. I don't have a doubt that they'll be fine as far as cap space goes and all that.
They just keep Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. They'll be fine. I
think the problem really lies with the fact that most of the players they have are retiring or, close to. And I'm not sure if they would want to continue to play for the same team that they already won a Super Bowl with. Who knows? Maybe they think that's their best shot. I don't know. As well as I do, back-to-back Super Bowls are not easy to do in this league. So, I mean, I have to think that Von Miller wants another shot at a Super Bowl. He's going to want to go somewhere else for it. I don't think he's going to just stick with the Rams.
I don't know. He was very upset when the Broncos traded him, but they couldn't pay his salary.
But there's a lot of things we could touch on. I mean, maybe we could do another episode after the draft. We could do a draft episode. We could do... I don't know, maybe an episode a couple of months when preseason starts or something like that. Maybe we'll just do periodic episodes.
Because let's just talk about one thing. How do you think it's going to be next season with no Tom Brady? Like, this is at least the first time I can remember in my lifetime of knowing football or even comprehending what football is, that there's going to be no Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, think about that. Like, I'm 33. He played for what, like 20 seasons?
Mm-hmm.
22 seasons, or so he's been playing football since I was like 11 or 12.
Something like that.
It's crazy. It's just wild to think like he's not gonna be, because he was the constant. Like, it's wild to me. So I'd be interested to see how the teams.
No more Tom Brady cheats. Good riddance. Oh my God.
Who's saying that?
Jane, the same person that complained about the politics in football. Good Lord, you sound like a tabloid. I mean, exactly. Mace gets it. All teams cheat. If you want to really get down to the nitty gritty of it, every fucking team cheats. Every player cheats. Everyone's going to find an advantage that they can get away with. And if they don't, then they're not.
See what they do in baseball.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to think, these are professional athletes. These are athletes at the top of their respective game. So, with that being said, they're going against other athletes that are also at the top of their respective game. So, like, they have to find a way to get an advantage. And if they can see an advantage that they can easily get away with and maybe try to get some sort of legacy, they're going to go for it. And I'm sorry, if you want to go after someone that deflates balls, go against the rest of the league. Every other fucking quarterback in the league had his back for that. They were just like, we all fucking do it. He's the one that got caught because he has the biggest target on his back, right? So it's like, I don't know, man. It's hard to just pinpoint someone as a cheater because of greatness. Like, does that make Michael Jordan a cheat? Does that make LeBron James a cheat? I mean, what the fuck? I remember being a hater when I was a kid about Michael Jordan and just being like, man.
I remember being a hater when I was a kid about Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, like it's certainly a real thing. Like, when greatness happens, it's easy to find the flaws in someone's game. You know what I mean? And they're going to be under a microscope from that point
But
forward.
I used to be the same, like, oh, he's a cheater. But once I started, like, it's only been the last, like, 2 years. Like, once I started watching football and really started appreciating the game of football and seeing how he plays, and I got to see greatness, like, my respect for him. I have so much respect for him, and I actually like him, and I feel, he's one of we got to witness greatness, like,
sure.
LeBron
James is a baby. I don't really know his attitude or anything. I see his game. That's what I pay attention to. Like, I don't really pay attention to basketball that much anymore, but when I was still paying attention to basketball, the little bit that I was seeing his game looked pretty fucking good to me. I'm not going to sit there and say like he's the greatest of all time. I don't really have enough interest or knowledge to make that claim, but I can tell you that he looked pretty good from what I've seen, and that's the end of that. I'm here to induce eye rolls. Mission accomplished, bruh. All right, bro. Let's say Aaron Ball is nowhere near as bad as steroids as far as how it helps win games. That's true. Also, I mean, we can go into that too. If we're going to call Tom Brady a cheat, hey, are we going to call Sean Payton a cheat too? Sean Payton, coach of the New Orleans Saints that just retired and stepped away from the game for now, could easily be called greatness, not necessarily the greatest, but certainly great. Won a Super Bowl, had the legacy that he had with Drew Brees and all of
Yeah,
that.
he'll definitely go into the hall.
But at the same time, he was also putting out bounties on players, and he got suspended for a whole season because of that.
When you say bounties, because I never know that.
He was
Like to kill?
No, not to kill.
Well, you say bounties. I think of movies. Like I'll put a John Wick. I'll put a bounty. Like.
Nah, he was telling players like, "Hey, I'll give you bonus money if this player gets hurt."
Oh, taking them out. Yeah. Okay.
You think he was the only one doing that? Fuck no, he wasn't the only one.
Well, come on.
doing
What
that.
about
But he's
what about
the only
Miami?
one that got caught. Exactly. Everyone's always going to
100,000
everyone's always going to try to find an advantage. It's just it's going to happen until your team cheats.com. Check it out if you think your team doesn't. Yeah, that's funny. Imagine you just like your team and they give you like some sort of scandal on them. That's dope. I respect that he gets to taste Giselle. That's the extent of my respect for him.
Who's that?
Wow. Tom Brady.
Who said that?
Oh, Jane. Just being a Brady hater
She's
for no
pretty.
reason.
She got to taste Leonardo DiCaprio, and that's sorry. She did.
Let's keep it football.
She did. They did him for a long time before Tom Brady.
Okay. So he would pay more to her other players, right? Yeah, Jonesy, that's exactly right. But yeah, I mean, it was just, I don't know. We can go on about these conversations for forever. Everyone's always going to have their opinion at the end of the day, but it was a fun year of football. It was a fun time. And more importantly, I get to do the other thing that I want to point out on this show, which is how wonderful and great of a co-host Sweet Aries has been
Stop.
during this show. Her first show, y'all. And I mean, she fucking killed it, whether she'll admit it or not. God damn, she killed it. She was phenomenal.
Not this one, guys.
Oh, you were
Not this
fine.
one.
I mean, you still keep it moving, though. You get some shit wrong, but you just ain't no thing. Let me just keep on going because I know my shit, and that's all that matters. You did awesome, app. Hell yeah, Runa agrees. So yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for doing the show with me. Maybe we'll have something in the works soon. Who knows? We'll see. The show was absolutely informative. Af did her thing. Back, my parents came over. Blaze, you might have missed a little fucking call-out thing we did for you, dog. We're gonna have to check the VOD. You missed the dope-ass shout-out. Yeah, okay.
Oh, he wasn't there?
Nah, his parents came over. You guys are fucking adorable, but she's especially dope.
Oh,
You got
thank
the especially dope from Jane.
Oh, thank you.
I was
Can I
very
just say you're
impressed.
cooking, like the food that you put on Flavortown, Jane? Oh my gosh. Scrumdiddlyumptious.
Shout outs to the Discord. All the homies are fucking cool in there. I was very
Wow.
impressed with her knowledge of the game until tonight. Just kidding. Silent Mace.
You would think if you just tuned in, I have no knowledge of the game.
Yo, can I tell y'all something real quick? Okay, so this is a little side story. It doesn't really have a lot to do with this podcast or D&D. Well, kind of. But like Silent Mace is, I've said this a couple times now. He is a podcaster, someone I used to work with back in the day. And because of that, I kind of got invited to his fantasy football league that he holds every year. I won back-to-back leagues. I just want to point that out. I got 2 trophies in the living room right now with my name on them saying so that I won. Anyway, it's a pretty chill league, but it's got 12 people in it, so it's you got to know your shit. You got to come correct, you know what I mean? This one over here wanted a fucking invite to that league for a little while now, like since she started getting into football, and since Silent May's seen the show and seen how knowledgeable she is on the game.
And I won the fantasy of our league.
And
I
she
was
won
the champ of our
fantasy,
league.
yes, she's
Nutsack.
mentioned several times. She got invited. So when I told her that she
Dude, I was
said she could
stoked.
be in it, she was going nuts. So you definitely made her night. That was cool. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out.
thank
Thank you
you.
guys so much for chilling. But I think that's gonna wrap things up here. We are at the hour mark of the show. I think this is the longest show we ever did. Fitting. I mean, it's our last one. But we already have a
real
raid
quick
target.
before
Go ahead.
you raid, just want to thank Carnage for being such a great host and
Look
putting
at
this
that, she can
together. And
compliment me.
I don't like to do it often because we all know how his ego is. Come on, DMG, you guys all know that thing blows up. But
I mean,
kudos to him.
deservedly so, right?
Kudos for him and everything that he wants to do and be involved in. He's definitely out here.
How about that? I got called out here by the wife. Covers the tri-state area. You damn right. Exclamation point God. I still haven't won my league yet. Silent Mace never won.
What?
Yeah. That's the best
Well,
part to make fun of.
Sorry,
him
you're
for.
not winning next year. I am.
What's she coming in with?
Sorry.
I mean, I won my first 2 years. Just saying.
It's just about to be me constant.
I thought the same thing. I won my first 2.
And then you have
haven't
one
won since.
since.
I almost got the 3P. Almost. I would have been the only person to ever do it. I almost got 3 in a row, and I got kicked out of the playoffs. Man, I was mad. She bringing the heat. Hell yeah. But anyway, like I was saying, guys, thank you guys so much for this. This was a fucking blast. Thank you guys for tuning in every week, checking this shit out, and just kind of like being interested in football with us, because it's something that we're very interested in, and we love to share the passion with everyone else. So appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
It was a fucking blast. But we're gonna get out of here.
See you in a few months.
Are you getting the New Jersey Giants on your roster or something? Huh?
New Jersey?
Oh, he's saying like, are you getting to talking to the Silent Mace? Have you not won because you're getting the Giants? He's not from Jersey, bro. He's from Tennessee. That's a out of state homie. But anyway, so yeah, he wouldn't be getting the Giants. We got a raid target though. We're gonna go ahead and do that now. It is Runa's homie. I think Blaze's homie, Silverman. He's been a raid target of a couple of DMG streams, and I see he's streaming right now. So we're gonna go ahead and give him some love. Do it the way y'all know. He's playing some Escape from Tarkov. And that game's kind of wild, but I can never get into it. But I've seen people play it before. It looks fun. Nice little grindy thing. Try it out sometime. But anyway, yeah, so make sure you give Silverman some love. But until then, is there anything else you'd like to say?
All right. Everyone have a nice Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Sure, many of y'all gonna get laid tonight. Enjoy. Have a good one.
Yeah, sounds like I'll be included in that then. Okay then, yeah, have a good night, and we'll see Silverman go get that booty. Oh yeah. Peace, y'all.
Bye.